Action, action.
Right, so you've got
Actually hit.
14 there. Is it 14? Yeah, 14. Sticker.
Give me a card. Fuck.
24 bust.
My earliest memory of Duchenne was me when I was quite young. I think I was finding out whether I was getting diagnosed, like I was crawling on the back of the sofa for some reason. And obviously at the time I was too young, but obviously I could tell that wherever it was going to impact my life. I can't believe I have to edit this film.
That was pretty, to be honest, Mike.
My first main memories of it would have been at primary school when I was 7 or 8, and at that point you're still quite mobile, and I could still walk about. I was doing running races and sports days, and up till I was 7, 8 years old. So probably about then when my friends at school would be kind of taught how to, if I would fall over in the playground, there would be someone who would be assigned to basically go and get a chair for me so they could bring it to me, and then I'd be able to stand up.
I mean, I think I was about the age of 9 where I met this guy, and I didn't realise he had the same condition as me, because at the time I don't think I was fully aware of what it meant. But I used to ask him questions. Oh, why are you in a wheelchair? How come you're in in this sort of situation? And yeah, I think they would have told me oh, because my legs don't work anymore like they used to.
What is the worst thing about having Duchenne's? I'd say individually I would.
I don't know, I'd say it's just not being able to move.
Wow.
Is there anything good?
Free parking.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew that was going to be the answer when we asked that.
Not specifically, I wouldn't say there's anything good about it, but I wouldn't really say, I don't think the bads are as bad as people who are able-bodied would expect it to be.
From a point of acceptance, you have to accept your position in order to move on, and I don't know, maybe that's something people struggle with a bit sometimes, accepting who they are. So I think that's a natural thing that you're forced to learn from a young age, to accept who you are. Otherwise, you'd just be miserable. That's kind of it, really.
Oh, you're really one person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fiery.
Yeah.
Fiery boy.
That was a James Bond type thing.
Yeah, watching your boy.
You're just mucking about, you want to kick a stone or something, but you can't because I don't know. But
This is where the
Sad music, yeah, I was thinking that.
Has Mike looking out at that pier in Brighton.
Yeah.
Mike's going to edit the shit out of this.
I'm just going to make that the whole documentary. Just you saying that over and over again. He's like, I just want to do this, but I can't. I just want to do this, but I can't.
I started listening to Chainsmokers, Marshmello, and then because they're trap music producers, but I've gone for more of an underground sort of trap. So it's kind of it's known as wave, but I want to make music because I want people to know how I feel, like emotions through music, and to me I think that's a way of expressing it. and then your ads like that.
I've been making films for just about a year, although I wouldn't quite call myself a filmmaker yet. I'd say that if you're someone who can't deal with too much stress, then don't be a filmmaker, because yeah, I've had a few grey hairs. I guess my goal is to make stuff that's got a meaning. I think, like, I feel like anyone can make content and anyone can make videos, but if the content doesn't mean anything, then there's no point in being there. You know, there's so many videos on TikTok which is just the most ridiculous things. Like, I mean, I get caught watching them, but they are kind of funny, but they're like, what do they actually mean? Like, do they actually help us as people, or do they just take our time that we don't know much of?
I've always been interested in sport since a young age. Boccia is a Paralympic target sport, similar to balls, in which players try to throw their ball as close as possible to the target ball. I've always wanted to go to a Paralympics, and then I don't just want to go. Like, I don't want to go there and be someone making up the numbers. Like, I want to try and really push for a medal. So I missed out on the last Paralympics.
What is your first memory of meeting other people with Duchenne's?
I think it would have been at Trelaws, to be honest, at the school I went to. But I think Trelaws definitely helps when I saw people with my condition who'd been there before me, were going to university, were competing in boccia. When I started to understand that that was a possibility, that definitely changes. I don't know if it changed my parents' view on what I could achieve, but it definitely changed what I thought I could achieve.
So at Trelaws,
Yeah.
what was your kind of favourite period of time? Like when me and Will were there, essentially.
Usually, like, it was like the lunch clubs we used to have. We used to play hockey, you know, for hours on end.
So they would put on a little club for us where we would basically all get together in the hall. A lot of the time, we'd all want to play hockey, which was definitely a very big part of everyone that we knew lives. One of the most important things we would do. And there'd be lots of arguments and lots of ramming into each other, and it would not be very, sometimes wouldn't be very sporting, I don't think. But it was a good time, and I think that's kind of the first time I remember that we would all be together as a group.
There was this match that we played, which was like a muscular dystrophy versus cerebral palsy, which is like another condition. And the people with cerebral palsy were like much stronger than us. So there was like 4 people with cerebral palsy versus 10 of us with DMD. And I do remember us like kind of just like flinging ourselves in front of the goal. Like the balls were just getting smacked straight at our heads and shit. And we were just having to like huddle together and protect the goal.
I was holding on to. Yeah, I remember that. That's advanced. And you lot were behind. Not holding on down. I don't remember you walking. I'm clearly not very